Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. It's December 16th. And yeah, so today I am here with a weather forecast. We're going to be talking about our major nor'easter that's actually starting to get going tonight, or it's going right now. It's bringing snow in areas of PA, Maryland, West Virginia, and Northern Virginia. And it's going to be moving across New England, and we're going to be seeing some pretty major snowfall totals with this. So we're going to be talking about that in today's video. This will be our final update on it before it actually happens. So yeah, let's get started. So this is we're going to be looking at the European model first. So this is this morning. We have some snow across areas of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Not very heavy, just some light to moderate snow. But then the major impacts are going to be across the Northeast. As you guys can see, we go towards this afternoon. We have some heavy snow coming into areas of Northern Virginia, areas of Western and Central Maryland, and PA. And then we go towards tonight as the low strengthens down to 1,002 millibars. We now have very heavy snow for areas of Southern PA, Western Maryland, coming into New York now. And as we go throughout the night, low pressure then takes a more east turn and starts moving east-northeast and moves away. And so this could is going to bring some snow to areas like New York City and Boston, and some could be heavy with some pretty large amounts. And yeah, as you guys can see, the heaviest snowfall is likely going to fall from central to northeastern PA into central and southern or southeastern New York and into areas of western and northern Connecticut into maybe Massachusetts. And once we zoom in, so let's zoom in on the Northeast here, and let's look at snowfall totals. Now, some of these snowfall totals could be underdone because this is only using the 10-to-1 snowfall ratio. So some of these totals could be a little bit underdone in some of the heavier areas, and it could be a little bit overdone maybe in some of the coastal areas. So you can see this is the European. We have a lot of snow, almost 20 inches in areas in northeastern PA, and a foot plus from northern Virginia into northeastern West Virginia into western Maryland, all the way up to Boston. So widespread 1 foot plus snowfall with this. Very widespread. Even New York City, the European, has you getting over a foot, and much of Long Island. So, yeah. But areas like Washington, D.C., you're going to be on that southern edge, but you could get some snow with this, a little bit of snow, not as much. We're not looking at a foot for areas like Washington, D.C., though, like we are. Or we're not looking at a foot, yeah. And we do go to the GFS, though. The GFS is a little bit different. Not a whole lot, though. It's starting to look the same as the European. You can see as we go towards late tonight into early Thursday morning, we have very heavy snow from even northern Maryland and through eastern PA into central New York and into areas of Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. And then by Thursday morning, we have moderate to heavy snow in areas like Boston and eastern Massachusetts. And then it moves out by tomorrow night. And we're just left with a few weak snow showers across from areas like Ohio over to Boston. And then snowfall totals with this GFS. This is the brand new model on the GFS. This is new, coming out right now. It's just coming out. So we're going to look at the good share ratio, which is better than the 10-to-1, in my opinion. Now, we do have 32 inches of snow in central PA. Actually, 32.9. So that's a lot of snowfall. And we have only around an inch down by Washington, D.C. And in northern Maryland now, you could end up with over a foot. And we also have a foot going over to Boston with around 14 inches in the GFS. And Connecticut, Rhode Island, very heavy snowfall amounts, or very high snowfall amounts. So the GFS does show a little bit more snow, but actually, let's look at the 10-to-1 ratio real quick and see what that is saying. So the 10-to-1 ratio, it's a little bit lower. Of course, we only have 25 inches in central PA, but we do still have over a foot for a pretty wide area. So this is going to be a snowstorm that's going to be impacting a lot of areas across the Northeast and even down the Mid-Atlantic. You can see lots of snowfall with this. And the European and the GFS are really agreeing now that New York City is going to get about a foot. Boston's also going to get about a foot. And areas in PA, PA will likely get hit with the most heavy snowfall, especially in north central PA or northeastern PA. As you guys can see, that area with the heaviest snowfall in the GFS and the European is really the same. So yeah, we now have a lot of model agreement on what is going to happen. So yeah, a lot has changed since we first started looking at this about a week ago. And now let's take a look at any upcoming snowstorms we could have, or winter storms for any areas. So we could have, it looks like we have a piece of energy moving into the plains and coming into the east. And we can see definitely not extremely strong, but we could be looking at some kind of weak storm system in this area, which could maybe bring a little bit of snow or rain snow or temperatures are cold enough. And as we go towards Christmas, though, we have an upper level low across the south across the south. And let's see if that's consistent. Let's go back to the 00Z. So we're going to go back to the 22nd and see if it's there. So not fully. No, it's not consistent. That's just with the new model run. All right, so let's go back. We're going to go to the 60 because the 60 is fully out. Yes, we can see we have that weak storm system right there. And now we could be seeing a large storm system around Christmas for the central and the eastern side of the country. You can see this looks pretty strong. 121 knots of 500 millibar winds, which that's very, very high. We can see, let's actually look at the precipitation with this. You can see that's our winter storm. That's our large nor'easter. This is our weak winter, maybe not really winter storm, that could bring some light to moderate snow areas of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, maybe Wisconsin and Iowa. Right here, really nothing bad, though. That's going to be very, very weak. And that moves out, and then we see Christmas. We have this. Now, this is not a beautiful storm system, just that it's a 996 millibar on Christmas Eve in the afternoon. Now, this is about 8 days out. You can see we have a nice cold front going down into the south, bringing rain and a little bit of snow on the backside, not a massive snowstorm. We could be looking at some snow areas of Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Michigan especially. And that moves to the northeast, and another low forms along the cold front. That moves northeast as well. And that actually strengthens and brings some snow to areas of the south, like Tennessee, Kentucky. Not very high snowfall accumulations, just very light snow with some snow showers. Then it moves into the northeast and could bring some heavier snow, but not heavy, just moderate and maybe. Now, this is far out, though, so we're going to have to see what actually happens with the storm system. But the GFS has been saying we're going to have something around Christmas Eve. Yeah, we can see this is what the previous one, the GFS, was saying. Now, this would be a pretty big snowstorm. This is Christmas Eve morning. This on the 00Z GFS. This was last night's model run. You can see we have heavy snow across southeastern Oklahoma. This moves north into Indiana and Ohio at 984 millibars, with likely severe weather in the south, and heavy snow areas of Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. And that moves north and then dies out, of course. But that would be a very big storm system. Look at how close pressure bars are. We would have very strong ones with this for the eastern side of the country to the central side of the country. Literally half the country would see very strong winds with this. And that would be a pretty big winter storm. Now, of course, the 6Z doesn't have that at all. It has a weaker storm system further to the east. So we're going to have to see what actually happens with that. And we'll have another update on this tomorrow. But yeah, that wraps up today's video. I'll be back tomorrow. But yes.